Hey guys, welcome to another adventure. Today we are attempting to climb to the top of Kendrick Peak near Flagstaff. And I know what you're thinking, oh, that's a popular hike and it's about 11 miles. But that's not what we're doing. We're taking an extremely steep off-trail route that's like the steepest possible route you could take up this mountain, but it's only 3 miles. And it has about 2,500 feet of elevation gain. So this is not the regular way to climb the mountain, and do not attempt this unless you do stuff like this on a regular basis. We're about to reach a saddle. I was planning on parking here, but the road is pretty steep, so we just decided to do a few more 100 feet of elevation gain and walk it. And I couldn't find any information online about this specific route, so I just saw it on Google Earth and I'm like, why not? You know, I don't want to hike 10 miles on a busy trail. I want to hike 3 miles off trail. And you can see there's a fire lookout way up there. Perfect day to do this hike. About 70 degrees, nice and cloudy, and pretty windy. So we're sort of following this ridge. It's been relatively gradual elevation, and we're gonna take a quick detour over to this little hill. And I think it's called East Newman Hill. I'll have to check. I'll put it up on the screen. So we may as well, since it's just right there. But then we're gonna continue across here and up, straight up, like 2,000 vertical feet. So again, I forget the exact name. I'm pretty sure it's East Newman Hill or something like that. And I believe that is Newman Hill. And in behind there, that's Sitgraves. I climbed it. I didn't make a video on it. There's Government Mountain. I also climbed that. I think the actual summit is just right there. Yep, this is it. Great view of the San Francisco peaks, and that's Agassiz on the right, Humphreys left, and you might be able to see a little bump just below and to the left of Humphreys. That's called Abano Peak. We recently climbed that last weekend, so check that video out if you haven't already. Lots of wildflowers here. These are lupins, growing all over here. But the real adventure looms ahead. Again, you can see that fire lookout on top. Looks tiny from here, but it's actually quite large. Oh, it's gonna be a steep slog up that ridge. An interesting thing is there's all these weird flies that are on these flowers. They're like bees, but they're flies. So I don't know why they're doing that. So there's tons of rose hips everywhere here. And you can make tea out of these. These grassy slopes look easy to traverse, but it's actually more like a rocky slope because this grass is hard. So your feet are constantly getting twisted in weird ways. It's much harder than it looks. It's just gonna get harder though. What I like to say when I'm climbing these mountains is I go until I can't, because that's what gets me to the top most of the times. They might look hard, but you just got to be patient and keep going. And it teaches me some good lessons to be patient, because in today's society you can just drive everywhere, but instantly you can fly across the country. But this takes time, and you gotta be patient and just one step at a time, and eventually you will get to the top. That's a huge pile of fresh bear poo. Look at that. It's compared to my foot. And it is monsoon season, so definitely storms in the area. Hopefully our main concern is just lightning. We don't want to get stuck up there in a huge lightning storm. We're feeling a few raindrops, so who knows? It's completely unpredictable in the monsoon season. So we don't know. But we are prepared with rain gear, just in case it starts pouring down. So for a brief little moment at the saddle, the trail actually passes over the route we are taking. But after about 1 minute of hiking on this, it's back to off trail. This is the point where we go off trail again. Only about 5 minutes on that trail. So from here to the summit, it's only about half a mile. But in that half a mile, there's about 2,000 feet of elevation gain, which just tells you how steep this is. You're basically going as much distance as you are elevation. And so it begins. And right there you can see Wing Mountain. We recently climbed that, and on top it looks like sort of a donut shape, and there's a big crater in there, big meadow right in the summit. Keep crossing over this trail. But we're just headed straight up. Lots of aspens growing around here, gaining elevation. less ponderosas, more fir and spruce trees and aspens. So steep and slippery. Your feet just slide out from under you. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. This type of talus doesn't look hard, and it isn't hard, but it can be extremely dangerous, as like big stuff like this can be loose, and if you step on that, you could break a leg or two. Like, it's hollow. Oh, like that. Look at that whole thing. Sketchy. We are nearing the top, but it's also starting to rain again. So I don't know. Sometimes these monsoon storms just last for like 20 minutes. Sometimes they can last for 2 days, so you never know how long they're gonna last. But the summit is right there. You can see the lookout through the trees. No views, because it's all rain. It says Kendrick Trail. We made it, pretty much. Again, views are not the best, as you can see, but I'm hoping that the fire lookout is open so we can take shelter. But we'll see. cool views where there is no storm. Here we go, let's do it. Boom, summit, Kendrick Peak, that's it. The fire lookout is closed, unfortunately, but the storm has pretty much passed. There's just a few more sheets of rain. Sitgraves looks awesome. I'm gonna have to take some pictures with my good camera. I was just trying to keep it dry. But yeah, the storm passed, which is nice. So you can't really see on camera, but you can see some of the buttes way back in there of the Grand Canyon. The little Grand Canyon over there. Again, these sheets of rain are sort of coming, but we're almost above them, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Sitgraves is in the sun right there. It's sort of a bummer that the tower is closed, because we could shelter in it or go inside. I think ever since COVID, they closed it off. But we did it. We made it. And there's this helicopter pad, I think, to land helicopters when this used to be a functional fire tower. So we are not gonna go down the same way. We are gonna go down the trail because the way we came up was extremely steep. And now that it's all wet, the rocks are gonna be slippery and it's just not gonna be good. So unfortunately, we couldn't spend too much time up there. We don't wanna get struck by lightning. So again, we're gonna head down the trail and it's gonna be a trail run since it's a long trail. So I'm gonna put the cameras away. So on a side note, as we're coming down here, there's this cabin and this is called the Kendrick Mountain Cabin, as you can see by this sign. But right now it is closed, locked, so we can't get inside of it. And this was built in 1911, I believe, and used to be the old fire lookout back in like 1912. And they protected this. It survived 2 relatively recent fires, so just thought it would be pretty cool to show you. We're maybe about, I don't know, 300 feet down from the summit. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Couldn't film too much, unfortunately, because we were kind of rushing and it was rough, but thank you for watching, and please let me know your favorite part was in the comments.